Welcome to the coming apocalypse. Evangelist and pastor Paul Begley will take you on a journey into the end times prophecy. He'll examine current world events and explain how they relate to the end times. For decades, Pastor Begley has provided people all over the world with an understanding of today's world events from a biblical perspective. Now here's your host, Pastor Paul Begley.
We're live. Hello, everyone. My name is Bart Begley. I'm the son of Pastor Paul Begley. I also go by BC Begley, and Pastor Begley is not going to be the host today. I'm going to be the host today. I'm filling in. Pastor Begley is on vacation. He's celebrating his 900th wedding anniversary with my mother, so we're going to let them take a small vacation. And, you guys might be expecting a home run today, but we'll be lucky if we get on first base. So I'm just going to go through the news kind of a little bit, and we've got a bunch of news articles, some big stories to tell you guys, and if I can just get through that, we'll have a successful day. I am not Brock. I've seen a lot of comments on the videos I did yesterday. Brock's in the little studio back there. I'm Bart Charles. That's why I go by BC. So the big story today is the wildfires in Europe. Of course, they were in Spain, they were in Portugal, they were in France. They're covering thousands of acres, and thousands of people are being evacuated for their homes. But before we get started with the news, we're going to go right into a Noble Gold commercial here for you guys. So hang tight, we'll be right back.
Everything that God is doing right now is just amazing. We've got a great program coming up at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock live. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be unbelievable. But we're going to start today with this breaking news. First, let's put a shout out right now for www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's right, www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Wow! How about this? Noble Gold is one of the sponsors of our show, as you know, and a Christian company, family-owned, good friends of the ministry. And they have just been picked by the Consumer Affairs, the rating agency, as the overall #1 gold IRA company in America. Talk to the team today if you're thinking of precious metals, and if you act quickly now, they're giving away this 1/10 of an ounce. 1/10 of an ounce gold coin. It's a 1/10 of an ounce American Eagle gold proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong at www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Tomorrow morning, call the team at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347, and tell them Pastor Paul Begley sent you there, okay? They'll be glad to hear from you, and you'll be glad you spoke to them. I tell you that. Save that retirement fund. Don't let the devil and the IRS and everybody else take a whack at it. Okay. And
Are we back? All right. Yes, please, IRS, don't send your new agents to audit me. So like I said, I'm your host. I'm BC Begley. I'm filling in. I usually work behind the scenes. I do have a YouTube channel, BC Begley. I have a Rumble channel, Gab, Twitter, Parler, BitChute. And I also have a website, bcbegley.com. I try to keep all those updated to the best of my ability. I did kind of take a year off there because there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. And me and Brock usually work in production. So this is a big step for me here coming out and hosting the show because, I'm usually a private person, but I guess we're just going to jump in the deep end. So let's start. Spain wildfires, all right? The first story, the lead story, because it's continuing to get worse, is we have up to 20 injured after passengers break out of train engulfed by flames. As many as 20 passengers have suffered burns, 3 of them seriously after they jumped from a train when it was engulfed by a forest fire near Castleton in northeast Spain. The train, en route from Sagunto in the eastern province of Valencia to Zaragoza, stopped while the driver, seeing that the fire meant it was too dangerous to proceed, was preparing to reverse the train. A number of passengers, fearing that the train would be consumed by the fire, panicked and fled after breaking windows to escape. I think this is where we do a what? Are you serious? 2 of those with the most serious burns were evacuated by helicopter, while others, among them a young girl around 10 years old, were taken to nearby hospitals. I am reading off the paper printout, I'm sorry. The train, with 48 passengers on board, stopped, and before the driver had managed to reverse away from the fire, several passengers broke the windows and escaped onto the tracks. All right. Now, this ties into, yeah, you can see the picture right there. This guy's got he's still masked up, guys. Bless his heart. So this goes into yesterday's article that I did on a YouTube video that I posted on Pastor's YouTube channel, where it was Spain firefighters are battling to control a huge Valencia wildfire. And as you just heard, that train being engulfed in flames was coming from the Valencia area. So this was yesterday's article. It was some 300 firefighters spent a difficult night battling a huge wildfire in southeastern Spain that has burnt through nearly 10,000 acres in an area notoriously difficult to access, officials said on Tuesday. The fire began when a lightning strike hit in the province of Alicante late Saturday and has since spread rapidly, fueled by strong winds, forcing the evacuation of more than 1,000 people, Valencia's regional government said. And like I said, they're still in, I think Spain, or I think France were able to contain the wildfires that were there. They may still be going on in Portugal, but the wildfire season has been bad from, North America, California, Oregon, Utah, Yellowstone a month or a couple weeks ago. So the wildfires are just out of control, and now Europe's getting hit. So we'll be right back. We're gonna go to a quick music video from Shelter Me Lord. This is off the new CD, the Harmonize and Prophesize CD. So we're gonna go to that music video, and when we come back, we're gonna get into the floods. We got floods in New Zealand, floods in Sudan. We got the Colorado River drying up, and a big fight over that. So stick around, we'll be right back.
The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground. But I will fear none of those things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise, the thunder pounds, the wheels of war are going round, and all the walls are crumbling. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. The wind will blow, the rain can pour, the deluge break, the tempest roars. But in that storm, my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. that day you call for me. Someday when time no more shall be, and I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Someday when time no more shall be, well, I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Troubles rattling, a wandering preacher man. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Just don't get no better than that.
All right, can you hear me well? I might have been defeated by the microphone. All right, I'm not singing, Brock. I'm not singing. I mean, what do you want from me? I'm already here. I'm not gonna sing. All right, guys, that was the new CD, Harmonize and Prophesize. You can order that today from paulbegleyprophecy.com. Everybody calm down, drink coffee, yes. All right, let's move right into the floods, guys. We've got flooding here. The first is in New Zealand. All right, in Nelson, homes evacuated amid a 1 in 100 year flooding. All right, so this is a pretty big event here. The Buller's Emergency Operations, the Civil Defense Controller, Douglas Marshall, said about 160 households in low-lying parts of Westport had been encouraged to self-evacuate as precaution this afternoon to reduce the likelihood of urgent evacuations tonight. This was last night. Marshall said the main impacts of the heavy rain on the district area are probably still yet to come. All right, and that ties into more severe flooding that we had that I reported on yesterday on the YouTube channel. I did a video for Dad's YouTube channel that I posted, and in it I covered Sedan floods and how they've destroyed nearly 25,000 homes and killed 66 people. All right, so these are really bad. Flash floods triggered by heavy rains continued to tear up homes across Sudan. An official said on Tuesday, with the death toll rising to 66 since the start of the rainy season. Earlier this week, authorities said that at least 50 people were killed since the rain started back in June. Brigadier General Abdul Jalil Abdul Rahim, spokesman for the Sudan's National Council for Civil Defense, said on Tuesday that at least 28 people were reported injured during the same period. And nearly 25,000 homes and 24 government buildings have been badly damaged or completely destroyed, he said. Sudan has been, of course, without a functioning government since the civil war in Sudan happened a few years ago. The next thing that also tying into this weather, right? We've got wildfires, we've got floods, we've got rivers drying up, and there's a fight over it. You know, western states are hit with more cuts to the Colorado River water, all right? For the second year in a row now, Arizona and Nevada will face cuts in the amount of water they can draw from the Colorado River. And as the West endures more drought, federal officials announced on Tuesday. The cuts will not result in any immediate new restrictions like banning lawn watering or car washing. They signal that unpopular decisions about how to reduce consumption are on the horizon, including whether to prioritize, okay, water for people. So reductions represent just a fraction of the potential pain to come for the 40 million Americans in 7 states that rely on the river because states failed to meet a federal deadline to figure out how to cut their water use, all right, by at least 15%. They could see even deeper cuts the government has said are needed to prevent reservoirs from failing so low they cannot be pumped. So, crazy things going on in the world as far as weather goes. You've got, of course, always earthquakes, but you've got wildfires, you've got floods, you've got drought, and you've got aliens. And we're doing a webinar on August 26th, Aliens and Fallen Angels. People are still seeing UFOs everywhere. We've got a few UFO articles somewhere. Where's my UFO? Oh, here they go. We've got a few UFO articles we're going to cover today. But before we do, we're going to go right into the a promo here for our webinar that's coming up on August 26th. They've got great speakers. I'm doing I always do a documentary video, so I'm going to do a video. I know my dad, Pastor Begley's going to do a video. Mike from around the world's there. Rex Bear, Marshall Masters, L.A. Marzulli. So should have a really good webinar on August 26th. You can get your tickets now. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. Right on the homepage there, you can go ahead and register. Get your tickets. It's only $49. Yep, there it is. Starts Friday, August 26th, 6 p.m. Brock, take us to that promo.
Aliens, fallen angels, are they real? Are they really out there? Or are they right here in our midst? Find out from expert researchers in the latest shocking webinar from Paul Begley Prophecy Ministries, Aliens and Fallen Angels. Who's had a strange encounter? What was it like? Can you afford not to know? Aliens and Fallen Angels, Friday, August 26th. Register now at paulbegleyprophecy.com.
All right, guys, you don't want to miss the webinar. I enjoy the webinars. I like doing my documentaries for the webinars. I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't know what kind of documentary I'm gonna do. It's probably gonna be more of like a news clip mashup with some clips of UFOs and maybe some people talking in the background, explaining it or whatever. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But it's usually a great time. The webinar is usually fun. People enjoy them. So the first thing we're going to do before we get into aliens, all right, is we're going to talk about NASA's moon rocket moved to the launch pad for the first test flight. This is a huge rocket, right? And NASA's going back to the moon, they say, and hopefully they're going to take me with them. So NASA's new moon rocket arrived at the launch pad on Wednesday ahead of its debut flight in less than 2 weeks. The rocket, guys, is 322 feet or 98 meters. It emerged from a mammoth hangar late Tuesday night, drawing a crowds of Kennedy Space Center workers. It took nearly 2 hours for the rocket to make the 4-mile trip to the launch pad, pulling up at sunrise. That's how big this thing is. It took 2 hours for it to just go to the pad. NASA is aiming for the August 29th liftoff for the lunar test flight. No one will be inside the crew capsule atop the rocket, just 3 mannequins or test dummies swarming with sensors. to measure radiation and vibration. All right, the capsule will fly around the moon in a distant orbit for a couple of weeks before heading back for a splashdown in the Pacific. The entire flight should last 6 weeks. So I don't know. I've watched SpaceX launches, and I noticed that their rocket can land itself back on the launch pad after it lifts off the capsule. But maybe, I don't know if NASA can do that or not. I don't know. I'll have to watch. The flight is the first moonshot in NASA's Artemis program. The space agency is aiming for a lunar orbiting flight with astronauts in 2 years. Maybe I'll be on board, possibly. There is a strong possibility, consensus are saying. And a lunar landing by a human crew in early as 2025. And if not, I'll have a seat on that. All right. That's much later than NASA anticipated when it established the program more than a decade ago. As the space shuttle fleet retired, the years of delays have added billions of dollars to the cost. Yep. And we're paying for that. But you know what? If they take me to the moon, it's fine. I've always wanted to go. I like the moon. And if I see an alien, I'll take a picture. I'll let you guys know. All right. You know who did see an alien? This guy. This guy in Falkirk. Man believes he saw a craft from another world in the skies above Falkirk. The sighting, which happened in Falkirk on the afternoon of Friday, I've said Falkirk too many times, August 12th, is now being investigated by professional UFO hunter Malcolm Robinson. All right. All right. Looking through binoculars, Mr. Robinson said he made out very clear a cigar-shaped object which, although stationary, appeared to be moving on the spot, with it rotating anti-clockwise at an angle at one point. He said it varied its direction while staying stationary. In a statement, he said, "I also observed during this period a halo of what would be best described as light, see-through clouds forming a perfect circle, which was thicker and denser at the outer edge of the circle and at one end of the object." He said the object in the middle was a, quote, medium gray with a, quote, different lighter material at each end where the lights were observed. The object was observed for approximately 30 minutes in the same spot in the sky, thought to be above Falkirk Center, before it moved, quote, relatively quickly towards the Forth Road Bridge in Edinburgh, heading towards Fife, I guess. Last week's sighting was not the first unusual observation that Mr. Anderson has made. All right, so he's out there in Falkirk, all right, and he's seeing UFOs. And this other guy here, the best UFO picture ever. I know you guys have probably seen this article, it was a couple days ago, but I mean, it's still pretty interesting. The Calvine photo found after 30 years missing. Take a look at that. All right. On August 4th of 1990, 2 hikers near Calvine in Scotland took a photograph of a mysterious diamond-shaped flying object hovering in the middle of the sky. All right. For 32 years, that image, dubbed the Calvine photo, disappeared from the public eye, becoming the object of speculation, theories, and myths. But now, the groundbreaking image has finally resurfaced thanks to the efforts of British journalist David Clarke. What? Are you serious? After 13 years of research, Clarke, who has worked as a curator for Britain's National Archives and is currently an associate professor at Sheffield Hallam University, found that former Royal Air Force press officer Craig Lindsay had held on to a copy of the last remaining original print. There it is. Brock's got it on the screen right there for you. Waiting for someone to inquire about the mysterious image. He's just waiting for somebody to ask him about it, guys. In the photo, one of a series of 6 the hikers reportedly took, a diamond-shaped object can be seen flying in the sky while a fighter jet can be spotted in the background, not too far from it. Brock, if you go back to that photo, you'll see the fighter jet. There it is. Right? He's tracking the men in black, right? There we go. Galaxy Defenders. All right. It's the first time the public has had access to this elusive image, which has been described as the best UFO photo ever taken. So I just figured I'd share that with you guys today on the show here. And so we've got a rocket liftoff. We've got some UFOs, right? And we've also got solar flares, right? We had a big one yesterday, and I did 2 articles about them, one on each of the videos, because man, the sunspots on the sun are erupting and sending a cloud of dark plasma, which erupted from the sun on Sunday, and is predicted to make contact with the Earth today on Wednesday, the 17th. What? Are you serious, you guys? Giving rise to the possibility of no coffee and a minor geomagnetic storm. No, I'm playing. You guys can still have coffee. All right. The eruption of material is known as a coronal mass ejection. I'm sure I did not say that right. A cloud of charged solar gas and magnetic fields. It was launched toward Earth on August 14th from a region of the sun known as AR 3076, which is what I'm going to name my next pet. Observation from NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory, seen above, show the moment the CME was launched from the sun's surface, appearing as a brief cloud, or a brief dark cloud, towards the end of the clip at around 11:30. I think Brock's got the clip there. He might have been showing it to you guys. I don't know. I'm reading off a piece of paper. Let's see here. Where are we at here? The reason sunspots appear different to the surrounding area is because they are located in regions of the sun where magnetic fields are particularly strong, so strong that they prevent heat from reaching the sun's surface from its core. This makes sunspots cooler than the surrounding area. And when these intense magnetic fields suddenly shift or realign, solar material and radiation are ejected away at high speed. And that's when we all need to take cover and our cell phones start dying and you can't get on Twitter. And oh no, the horror. We can't get on Twitter. Hey, how are you doing? I see you there. Say, hey, Bart. Hey, hi. All right, some CMEs have the potential to cause a disruption to modern life. You won't get on Twitter today due to the effect they have on Earth's magnetic field. It could be more serious. We're just having fun. Hopefully it just affects Twitter. It could take out the ball game, but the White Sox are 500. So anyway, CMEs can also cause electrical disturbances that might affect power grids, cause increased drag on satellites, and even cause auroras to appear in parts of the world where they're rarely seen. The effects of CMEs on Earth are referred to as geomagnetic storms. Okay? The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Space Weather Prediction Center, that is a big title for a building, said in an alert on Sunday that the expected arrival of Wednesday's CME should only cause a minor geomagnetic storm. See, it's only going to affect Twitter and your Instagram and your TikTok. We'll be fine, all right? The Sox will still play, and we will see, we'll see how that goes. The potential effects include a weak power grid fluctuations, a minor impact on satellite operations, and possibly auroras that may be visible in the U.S. That'd be pretty cool to see. Go outside and see an aurora from a geomagnetic storm, from a solar flare, from a sunspot. This is a big universe, you guys. States like northern Michigan and Maine will probably have the best. Indiana will probably have clouds. Aliens, guys. That's what we're talking about. That's what the webinar is about. August 26th, right? You guys need to get your tickets. Like I said, I'm going to have fun on my documentary that we're going to do. I've watched a few of them. They're awesome. I'm not giving out any hints or snippets or anything. You guys are going to have to watch it. You guys are going to have to buy it and watch it. So, Brock, go ahead and take us to the promo. Show them how they can get it.
Aliens, fallen angels. Are they real? Are they really out there? Or are they right here in our midst? Find out from expert researchers in the latest shocking webinar from Paul Begley Prophecy Ministries, Aliens and Fallen Angels. Who's had a strange encounter? What was it like? Can you afford not to know? Aliens and Fallen Angels, Friday, August 26th. Register now at paulbegleyprophecy.com.
You know what, Brock? We are not going to make it 2 hours. Okay, we're going to be lucky if we make it an hour. I did not grasp the magnitude of 2 hours and covering news stories. Like I said, I've not been called to preach, guys, so I'm not really going to preach. I'm just going to cover the news and stuff like that. Sorry if we can't get it to 2 hours. We may not get it to an hour, but if we don't, I'll make a YouTube video like I did last night. I'll put it on following this. We'll get you guys some content out there. I apologize. It's day one. It's day one. This is my first time ever hosting a show. I'm improvising, right? Yeah, the Men in Black, right? I want one of those little things that will make me forget today's show. Monkey business is going on around here today, guys. It's a lot of monkey business. And you know what? It's fine. Because Pastor's on vacation. And me and Brock are running the studio. And there's a bunch of monkey business going on. I mean, that's just what it is. There's also monkey business going on at the California Zoo. That's right. A monkey. Cops usually have a prime suspect. In this case, it's a primate suspect. The monkey called 911, you guys. The San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office believes it was a little monkey that called 911 from the zoo last Saturday night, which sent the officers to the zoo. All right, so this is pretty great. All right. He disconnected and dispatchers tried to call the monkey back, and they tried to text the monkey back too. Could you imagine if the monkey texted emojis back? But there was no response. So the deputies were then sent to investigate the call, the office said on their social media post. The address turned out to be the zoo. The monkeys smuggling cell phones into the zoo. They're playing games, they're prank calling 911s. It's monkey business. The monkeys are running the zoo. All right. But the deputies found that there was no one there made the call because he was a monkey, right? He's hiding his phone. They finally decided that the monkey named Route, all right, I love him already, all right, had apparently picked up the zoo's cell phone. The zoo has a cell phone. That doesn't even make sense. Like, I write news articles for BC Begley all the time, too. The zoo ain't going to have a cell phone. The zoo worker may have a cell phone. But anyway, the monkey picked up the zoo's cell phone. The California Zoo has a cell phone lying around in monkey enclosures. The monkey grabbed it, it was used in a golf cart used to move about the property. So it was somebody who worked there's phone. And the monkey was like, I'm going to go in this golf cart. I'm going to grab your phone. Do you have games on your phone? All right, that's the biggest question that he has, right? When he found out that it was like an old Nokia, it had like Snake, then he was like, you know what, I'm calling 911. I'm going to prank call. I'm going to set the phone right back down. Hopefully this guy gets busted and nobody knows the monkey did it, all right? All right, so monkey business. There he is. There's the little guy. There's Route, right? He will call 911 just for fun, you guys. All right, the next one we got here. This is a horrible news story. It's actually awful. All right, but you know, I love the Smoking Gun as a website just because they'll bring you articles that are so far out and weird that you wouldn't expect it. Like a man getting a felony for battering his wife with a cheeseburger at Burger King. Now, this is something that only the Smoking Gun could report. I'm going to try to be serious when I report it. During an argument at Burger King, which we've all, everybody's been there, right? The nuggets were cold, right? You wanted chicken fries, they were out of chicken fries. Everybody's been there. All right, a Florida man, it's always Florida. It's always Florida. Everything. Threw a cheeseburger at his girlfriend. I mean, right down the middle every time. Balls and strikes, this guy right here. Yeah, always Florida. Right down the middle. Anyway, he threw a cheeseburger at his girlfriend, which that guy's got a girlfriend, all right? A, good for him, all right? B, he chucked a cheeseburger at her, all right, with such force that when the sandwich struck the back of her head, the woman, quote, fell over a curb onto the ground. Right. I'm sorry. I'll try to do that again. All right. This is serious. He got a felony. It's a battery, all right, on a woman, okay? But the details of it are amazing. So during an argument at Burger King, a Florida man, obviously, threw a cheeseburger at his girlfriend with such force. I can't. All right, it was a Whopper. All right, but anyway, it made her fall over a curb and onto the ground. According to a criminal complaint, James Hunt, 41, that's the picture Brock was showing you. He has a girlfriend. He took her to Burger King. He assaulted her with a Whopper. He's 41 years old, you guys. He's chugging Whoppers at people, all right? His girlfriend argued Saturday afternoon about, quote, the victim not eating her food. She wasn't hungry. She had enough chicken fries. Okay, leave me alone, right? All I want is the Slurpee, okay? What? That's right, are you serious? All right. It was a Burger King in Clearwater, which Clearwater is amazing. You guys should all go to Clearwater. The dispute turned violent, cops say, when the 53-year-old woman began to leave the restaurant. This is when Hunt allegedly threw a cheeseburger at the victim, striking her in the back of the head. This action caused the victim to fall over a curb onto the ground. Incredible. All right, incredible. That guy should pitch for the Sox. All right. You should see who we have on the mound. Honestly. Where's Burley? All right. And no more Whoppers, right? If we're going to assault people with Whoppers, right, then we need Whopper control. Maybe we should ban Whoppers. Whoppers are a deadly weapon. I can assault you with a Whopper right now. I'll hit you in your head so hard, you'll fall over a curb. All right, ban Whoppers. Nowhere in the Constitution does it give us a right to have a Whopper. It's too big of a sandwich. Can be considered a deadly weapon. Hunt reportedly admitted to throwing the burger at the victim. He denied striking her when she was down. Hunt also told police that he did not think the cheeseburger strike, quote, caused her to slip on the curb and fall onto the ground. You know what? Do you know how much ketchup and mustard they put on that Whopper? That's a pound. I mean, yeah, you chucked it at her. First off, you're not supposed to be putting your hands on anybody, let alone a female. Second off, you eat the cheeseburger. You don't throw the cheeseburger. Cheeseburgers are delicious. I'll eat a cheeseburger right now. As a matter of fact, Brock could take me to this Noble Gold promo, and I'll go get a cheeseburger. You know, the show's already off the rails. Brock said we made it to first. I tried to steal for second. We got called out. Brock, take us to the promo, Noble Gold.
Everything that God is doing right now is just amazing. We've got a great program coming up at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock live. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be unbelievable. But we're going to start today with this breaking news. First, let's put a shout out right now for www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's right, www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Wow! How about this? Noble Gold is one of the sponsors of our show, as you know, and a Christian company, family owned, good friends of the ministry. And they have just been picked by the Consumer Affairs, the rating agency, as the overall #1 gold IRA company in America. Talk to the team today if you're thinking of precious metals, and if you act quickly now, they're giving away this 1/10 of an ounce gold coin. It's a 1/10 of an ounce American Eagle gold proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong with www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Tomorrow morning, call the team at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347, and tell them Pastor Paul Begley sent you there, okay? They'll be glad to hear from you, and you'll be glad you spoke to them. I tell you that. Save that retirement fund. Don't let the devil and the IRS and everybody else take a whack at it. Okay, and
are we back, Brock? All right. Yeah. You know, Dad's watching. You know, Pastor Begley's watching. You hope he's not, right? But you know he probably is. And after that last segment, the monkey business segment, and the felonious assault with the cheeseburger, we're probably fired. It's okay, Brock. You know, live, laugh, love. This is what we're gonna do. I actually. This is not investment advice, but I invest in gold and silver. I think Noble Gold's a great investment. I also do Bitcoin too. I also have my stocks, ETFs, bonds. You know, you got to diversify your portfolio if you want to ever retire. You know, because the way the Social Security is going and the Biden administration, and we'll probably have another pandemic. And I think AOC said the world's going to end in 13 years, and things are going to happen. So yeah, just diversify your portfolio is never a bad thing. There's Biden. There's our commander-in-chief. That's my president, right? He's got a mask on. He looks like he's part of the Foot Clan. He's part of the Ninja Foot Clan, right? He's a really cool guy. All right. Politics. All right, like I said, we're probably not going to make it an hour. We'll be lucky if we make it an hour, Brock. I'm going to have to keep improvising. I don't know what these, I don't know how Dad does it, honestly. I have to sit in on a show or something. Sarah Palin, guys, advances to November's general election for Alaska's House seat. Does anybody remember Sarah Palin? That was a decade ago, right? There she is. Good for her. Right? So former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin has clinched one of 4 spots in November's ranked choice general election for the state's at-large congressional seat. NBC News projects, keeping alive her hopes for a political comeback. She will be joined on the fall ballot by Republican Nick Begley. I think that's how he says his name. The namesake grandson of a former Democratic representative who held the seat, Democrat Mary Sattler Patola, a former state lawmaker, and Republican Tara Sweeney, a former assistant secretary for Native American Affairs in the Interior Department. All right. In the Senate all-party primary, Senator Lisa Murkowski and Kelly Tishbaka, Republican rivals locked in one of former President Donald Trump's grudge matches, will advance to the general election alongside Democrat Patricia Chesbro. NBC News is projecting. It was too early to call, I guess, when they wrote the article. So a separate special election Tuesday will be to fill the remaining months of the late Representative Don Young's term. All right, a race that also features Palin, who has Trump's endorsement. Right? Remember when Palin came out really early and endorsed Trump? Right? She was like one of the first big names that came out and was like, yeah, I'm for Trump. This is him kind of returning the favor, right? I can see that. Palin, in 2008, as everybody remembers, was the Republican nominee for vice president, right? She finished first in a nonpartisan June primary to secure one of the 4 spots on Tuesday's special election ballot. She faced Begley and Patola, Al Gross, and Independent, who finished third in the June primary and later withdrew, leaving only 3 candidates. So good luck to Sarah Palin there. Wish her the best. You know who didn't win? Liz Cheney. All right, that's right. Liz Cheney loses Wyoming GOP primary, ponders what her next 2024 bid is going to be. And I've got another article about what she's going to do next, right? How she's going to go. She's going to go national. She's going to challenge Trump, right? So Liz Cheney, right? Donald Trump's fiercest Republican adversary in Congress, right? She's part of the J6 committee and all that. Soundly lost the GOP primary, failing to a rival backed by the former president, and a route that reinforced Trump's grip on the party and on the party's basis and on the state of Wyoming. It's a red state. The third-term Congresswoman and her allies entered Tuesday downbeat about her prospects, aware that Trump's backing gave Harriet Hedgeman considerable lift in the state, where he won by the largest margin, all right, during the 2020 campaign, okay? Cheney was already looking ahead to a political future beyond Capitol Hill that could include a 2024 presidential run, potentially putting her on another collision course with Trump. And that ties into my next article here. This is Cheney knew she was going to lose. All right, she was asking the Democrats to support her, to switch party affiliations and vote for her in the Republican primaries, and then switch back and vote. I mean, they're playing games. They were playing games. Now she's going national. All right, Liz Cheney's not done passing laws that affect your guys' lives. Just understand that. So, Cheney allies, right, tell Axios, right? I've got an article here from Axios that after last night's primary loss, they expect her to start a super PAC, right? An anti-Trump super PAC, right? That will attract lots of wealthy anti-Trump Republican donors, or the swamp, right? A PAC for the swamp PAC. Forming a national group would signal a run in the 2024 GOP primaries, giving a real voice to anti-Trump Republicans, is what the article says. It sure looked like a presidential campaign stage when Cheney, vice chair of the House January 6th committee, conceded Wednesday night in Jackson, Wyoming. She immediately teased a 2024 presidential run, saying, quote, "Our work is far from over." So you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of Liz Cheney, all right? She's not done. And don't go hunting with her father, ever. Horrible idea. All right. The FBI guys are set to interview top White House lawyers about missing Trump documents. That's right, Pat Cipollone and Patrick Philbin, the White House counsel and his deputy under President Trump. Hold on. Where am I at here? Mr. Cipollone and Mr. Philbin were Trump's representatives to deal with the National Archives. They were named to the position shortly before the president's term ended in January 2021. At some point after National Archives officials realized they did not have Trump White House documents, which are required to be preserved under the Presidential Records Act, they contacted Mr. Philbin for help returning them. A spokesperson for Mr. Philbin did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Axios. All right, Mr. Philbin tried to help the National Archives retrieve the material. Two people familiar with the discussion said, but the former president repeatedly resisted from his advisors. "It's not theirs, it's mine," several advisors say Mr. Trump told them. The former president returned 15 boxes of material to the National Archives in January, but the Justice Department issued a subpoena in May for documents that were still at his residence. On June 3rd, counterintelligence officials with the Justice Department's National Security Division went to Mar-a-Lago to collect remaining documents with classified markings. At that point, at least one Trump lawyer signed a statement saying material with the classified markings had been returned, according to 4 people familiar with the document. But officials then used the subpoena to obtain surveillance footage of the hallway outside a storage room at Mar-a-Lago and saw something that alarmed them. They also received information from at least one witness who indicated that more material might remain at the residence. People familiar with the investigation said Mr. Philbin is among 8 people who currently or used to work for Mr. Trump who have been contacted by the FBI since grand jury was formed this year. All right, so maybe Philbin or Cipollone is the informant. Everybody keeps looking for the informant, right? They had access to the documents. They said that they gave the documents up. Maybe they're in on it. All right, maybe not. Maybe somebody packed documents that didn't know what they were packing. Maybe Trump is like Gru off the Minions, right? And he took the documents and he's got a secret master plan, right? He's like Dr. Evil. I mean, we don't really know. We're not going to know until everything shakes out. I'm sure they'll fill us in, and I'm sure everything's going to be right down the middle, balls and strikes, right? There's not going to be any planting of evidence, right? The FBI does no wrong, ever, all right? And bleach bit and smashing phones with hammers and all that is completely legal, all right? It just depends on what party you're affiliated with, okay? You guys got to figure this out, right? It's elementary. It's balls and strikes. Brock, we got to do an alien promo. We're going to come back with some Chinese and some Chinese military movements around the world. They're allying themselves with Russia for military drills. We're going to come back and do that after this alien promo. And then I apologize, you guys, but that's pretty much all I got. So we're going to do these real quick, and I think Brock's got a special ending video he's going to play for you guys too. So stick around for 1 second, guys. We'll be right back.
Aliens, fallen angels, are they real? Are they really out there? Or are they right here in our midst? Find out from expert researchers in the latest shocking webinar from Paul Begley Prophecy Ministries, Aliens and Fallen Angels. Who's had a strange encounter? What was it like? Can you afford not to know? Aliens and Fallen Angels, Friday, August 26th. Register now at paulbegleyprophecy.com.
All right, and yeah, we want everybody to register. Get your tickets now. It's $49. It's August 26th. There's going to be eight or nine speakers. I think I was talking to my mom. I'm not going to expose anything, but she may or may not have a surprise. God bless you too. For you guys, a surprise speaker. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't know if we can really get it nailed down for the webinar or not. If not, we'll make a DVD or something. We'll do something with the interview. We're not just going to let it go. All right, we're not just going to hold on to news stories like ABC does with Epstein and just not report about it, right? Are you serious? What? How do I do that? What? I don't know. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. This isn't Pastor Begley. This is Pastor Begley's son. This is like Pastor Begley from Wish, right? Okay. All right. Excuse me. So Chinese military ship, I talked about this yesterday. The Chinese military ship docks in Sri Lanka over Indian and U.S. objections, all right? A Chinese Navy ship, it's a military ship. They claim it's a research ship, but they're the communist Chinese government, right? Anyway, they're at the center of a diplomatic spat docked in a southern port in Sri Lanka on Tuesday. And I'm sure it does research and military. I'm sure it does dual functions. That ship is probably, you could probably take all those satellites off and make a nice yacht. I mean, it probably has multiple functions. If it's a research ship today, it depends on how it identifies. Its identity is liquid, right? It could be a research ship today. It could be a defense ship tomorrow. It just depends. Whatever China feels like. But this is what they say. The Yang Wang 5 arrived before 8 a.m. on Tuesday and will stay for 3 days, according to the, I can't say that word, International Port Group. All right, it's Hambantota. All right, and I know that's wrong, and I'm not going to try to say it again. Okay, I'm just not going to do it. The ship, which reportedly carried 2,000 sailors, was welcomed in a traditional Sri Lankan, right? I seen your comment on the video yesterday. It's Sri, it's not Sir. It's Sri Lanka. Ceremony attended by Chinese Ambassador Pkwy Zinhong and Sri Lankan lawmakers. I'm learning. Footage from the event showed the dignitary sitting on a red carpet in front of a docked Chinese military vessel, while its crew held up a massive red banner along the deck that read, "Hello, Sri Lanka. Long live Sri Lanka. China. Friendship." That would not scare me at all. All right, that would be the least scariest thing on a military/research ship I ever saw. Right? Indian and U.S. officials had raised concerns about the political optics of a Chinese Navy vessel docking at Hambantota International Port. I know that's wrong. Which the Sri Lankan government leased to state-owned China Merchants Port Holdings in 2017. All right, so China owns the port. It's their research ship / military ship. It depends, right? One man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist, right? So they're there at the port that they own, and Sri Lanka loves them. They love Xi. Look at him. And there's Putin. And Putin is Xi's friend, right? And Biden can't even spell his name in alphabet soup. But he's there. He's running the country. He's going to stick up to Xi and Putin. All right? He's got our backs, you guys. But Xi's not, Xi and Putin's, they're not playing our game. They're not messing around with the new world order, one world order made in the image of Europe and America, right? They're making a duality superpower, right? Another superpower, an Asian superpower that is Russia and China. And the diplomatic partnership that they're creating amongst each other and the movements that they're doing. And right here, this article, right? China to send troops to Russia for joint military exercise, right? This is all in this new alliance. There they are, right there, blood brothers, right? You got Putin, you got Xi, they're like family, right? He comes over for Christmas, right? Chinese troops will travel to Russia to take part in joint military exercises led by the host and including India, Belarus, Mongolia, Tajikistan, and other countries. Now, India just complained that China docked a research/military ship at Sri Lankan ports, but yet they're gonna participate too. All right, China's participation in the joint exercises was unrelated to the current international and regional situation. It's unrelated to Taiwan. They're not readying Taiwan. Nobody's going to invade Taiwan, and they're not. It's not related to what Russia's doing in Ukraine, right? So everybody knows that China's gearing ready for this slow. It's just like a python bleeding, squeezing its victim. That's how they're going to run this Taiwan thing, and they're going to do it kind of like they're doing the Uyghur Muslims. There's nothing to see here. If I had a projection, that's what I think their ultimate plan for Taiwan is. Kind of like what they're doing to Hong Kong. It's sad, really. China's participation in the joint last month, Moscow announced plans to hold exercises from August 30th to September 5th, even as it wages a costly war in Ukraine. If you guys have seen any of the war videos, man, it does look costly. A lot of heavy equipment being destroyed left and right. I mean, not to mention just the death toll. You got kids, you got women, you got children. Just not even counting that, just the amount of military equipment being blown up on both sides. I can't believe the amount of money that's being spent. And we're all funding it, right? We're all buying their oil, right? Biden won't let us drill. We've got all this land, but he won't let us drill. China's defense ministry said its participation in the exercises was part of an ongoing bilateral annual cooperation agreement with Russia. All right. The aim, quote, the aim is to deepen practical and friendly cooperation with the armies of participating countries, enhance the level of strategic collaboration among the participating parties, and strengthen the ability to respond to various security threats, the statement said. Under Chinese President Xi Jinping and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin, the blood brothers, right? Beijing and Moscow have grown increasingly close, right? Shortly before Russia's February 24th invasion of Ukraine, Beijing and Moscow announced a, quote, no-limits partnership, right? Although U.S. officials say they have not seen China evade U.S.-led sanctions on Russia or provide it with any military equipment. Guys, they share a border together. I mean, I think, don't they? I don't know. They're really close. They could easily smuggle things through North Korea if they don't, right? Because that could be easily done. Russia's Eastern Military District includes parts of Siberia and has its headquarters near the Chinese border. So, yeah, I mean, China and Russia making this a counter superpower to America and Europe. Traditional power. I know that there's been talk about a Pacific NATO, including America and Japan and South Korea. We'll see. I don't know how China will react to that, but we'll see. You already see what Russia's doing to Ukraine, and that's another way for America to just dip their toes in every little thing, right? All right, so guys, we did the show here. We made it an hour. All right, I tried my best to make it an hour. I think Brock has a closing promo video for you guys. Like I said, I'll probably make a video. I'll put it together on Pastor's YouTube channel. I filled in for Pastor today. He's enjoying time with my mom there, and there's taking a vacation. Enjoying their wedding anniversary. So we wanted to give him some time off, and like I said, I'm usually behind the scenes, but me and Brock decided we'll go ahead and put the show together. I thought I could do 2 hours, but I read fast or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll have more news articles if next time I come in and fill in for Dad. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, you guys check out his YouTube channel later. Give me a few hours. I'll probably post a video. You guys can also go to my website, bcbegley.com. You can go to my YouTube channel. You can go to my Rumble channel. I'm also on Twitter. I'm on Gab. I'm on Parler. If you guys just want to, whatever, reach out. So, God bless. Have fun. Brock, take us to the promo.
I want to thank all my partners for standing with me, for helping us in the mission of leading people to Jesus Christ, for winning souls into the kingdom. Our live broadcast online, we're seeing 25, 30 souls every day accepting Christ as their Savior. And right here on this television broadcast, so many have come to Jesus Christ. We couldn't do it without you, but we can do all things with Christ. So thank you again for being our partners. God bless all of you.